In this video, we have this question we are going to solve. We are to convert 5,625 divided by 10,000 base 10 to base 2. Now, this question, please take a look at it. If you divide 5,625 by 10,000, it will give you 0.5625 in decimal. So, dear friends, this question is the same as question number 1. That question number 1 was the decimal form of this. Now, what I try to do is a kind of, okay, let us change this to fraction now and see how we can solve it. If we would still get the same results as the method I used when this question was in decimal. With this, of course, you will now have confidence to know that you can use any of the 3 methods I am going to teach you. So here we're going to use method 2 because I want to solve this problem in fraction form. So let us do something. When we have this 5,625 divided by 10,000, I'm going to ask myself, can I reduce this number more? This is base 10. Base 10. Now, if you use 625 to divide the numerator, you will get 9. That same 625 can divide the denominator. You know, I've always advised you to work on multiplication very, very well because this is very important in mathematics. Even if you don't know quickly that 625 can divide the numerator and the denominator, you can start using from the smallest number that can divide the numerator and denominator, which in this case will be 5. Continue doing it until you reduce this fraction to its lowest term. Then you can now start converting it from base 10 to the required base. So if you use 625 to divide the numerator of 5,625, you are going to get 9. And then use 625 to divide 10,000, you are going to get 16. So this is 9 over 16 base 10. The question required that we convert it to base 2. So to convert to base 2, I am going to use a method. Okay, now I'll tell you the meaning of the acronyms I put together in the method. Using division, remainder multiplied by base, and divide again method. Good. Pardon me, I had to put these acronyms together. It's for the good of students so that at least if they know this acronym, it can help them to quickly remember the process of solving this problem using this method when they are given a fractional number to convert to any other base from base 10. Are we good to go? So once again, you can write the meaning of this in your book. This method that I use acronym to represent here is division, remainder multiplied by the base you are converting to, then divide again. And what does all these things mean? Let's see how we go by that. Now, instead of solving 5,625 divided by 10,000, I'm now going to solve 9 over 16 because 9 over 16 is the same as this. They are equal, they're equivalent. So I can say that 9 divided by 16 base 10 to base 2. This is the new base we are converting to. So this is what we're going to do. We'll start. We're going to divide first. So 9 divided by 16. Can 16 divide 9? No. 9 is smaller than 16, so it cannot divide. It means that 16 can go into 9 0 times. Let me use blue marker. I've explained this concept before, okay, when we introduced number system. If you have 9 oranges, for example, and I send 16 people to go and share these 9 oranges, and they should go and pick it whole number, so there is nothing like cutting the oranges. Are you getting? When the 16 persons go there, they see the 9 oranges. Can the 9 oranges go around them 1 1 1? It's not possible. Now they will have to come back to me empty-handed and tell me, Engineer Omaka, we met 9 oranges there and we are 16. We couldn't share it. So you see, these people will leave the 9 oranges there, come back to me empty-handed. That is the 0. The 9 oranges will still be left there. That will be the remainder. I sent 16 persons to go and share 9 oranges. They will go and leave that 9 oranges because they cannot share it and come back to me. they will come back empty-handed, which is 0 time. Then 9 oranges will still remain. So this is going to be remainder 9. Remainder 9. We've done the first division. We've gotten the remainder. What do we do with the remainder now? Multiply it by the base you are converting to. We are converting to base 2, is that not so? So I'm going to do times 2. I'll be using a red color marker, okay, to write the new base we are converting to. Then the answers, what will be our answers? I will use blue marker to write them. I hope you're following, right? Good. Now we've gotten 9 times 2, which is going to be 18, you know. So we've done remainder multiplied by base. The next thing you have to do is to divide by the denominator you are using to divide. So this 9 times 2 will be divided by 16 once again. Okay, let's work out this and see. This term would give us 0 remainder. 0 remainder. If you do 9 times 2, you get 18 over 16. So we'll still continue again because this is 18 over 16. You are going to continue dividing until you get to a point where 16 can divide the numerator and there will be no remainder again. That's the rule. I hope you're following, right? We'll keep getting remainder multiplied by the new base we are converting to, divided by the denominator, until we get to a point where the denominator can divide the numerator without remainder. Okay, now we are done with this part. What we got here, the answer we got here is 0. Are you getting me right? Let us pick 18 divided by 16 and work with it now. If I have 18 divided by 16, what would that give to me? So I will put equal to 18 divided by 16. 16 can go into 18. 1 time. Remainder what? 2. Once again, you can think about orange example. 18 oranges. 16 people should go and share these 18 oranges. They can be able to pick one whole. So that's going to be 1 whole. Then 2 oranges will be left. That 2 cannot go round the 16 persons again. So remainder 2. What do we do with the 2? We have divided and gotten the remainder. We're going to multiply the remainder by the new base we are converting to. And the new base is what? 2. So it's going to be times 2. And then we shall divide this by the denominator, which is 16. Let's work this out and see. The answer we got from here is 1. You know that, right? That's in blue. So I'll write 1. The remainder is 4. 4 over 16. Because 2 times 2 will give you 4. Alright? That 4 over 16 is still the same as 1 over 4. If you want to reduce it further. But let's work with that and see. This will now give us equal to. Okay, we are moving on. Are you ready? Now, 4 over 16 is not possible. You are going to get 0, remainder 4. You're going to get 0, remainder 4. That remainder 4 will be multiplied by 2. So I'm going to be a bit fast now because we are repeating the same thing all through. I think what will waste my time now is the different shades of marker that I'm using. So if you work on this, this is going to give us 0 is the answer we got here, you know. 0. And then we're going to write remainder 8 over 16. Because 4 times 2 will give you 8. Then we move on again. This is going to be equal to, if you come here, you're going to have 8 divided by 16. And 8 divided by 16 is not possible. It's not possible because 8, the numerator, is smaller than 16. So it's going to be 0 time. Remainder what? Remainder that same 8. So 0 remainder 8. Multiply that 8 by the new base you are converting to, which is 2, and then divide what you have there by the denominator again, which is 16. Now the answer we got here is 0. You know, when we did 8 over 16, it gave us 0 remainder 8. We multiply that 8 by the new base we are converting to. If you work on this, this is going to give us 0 remainder 16 over 16. 0 remainder 16 over 16, because 8 times 2 will give you 16 divided by 16. So let us see what this gets to. 16 divided by 16 will give us what? 1 whole. 1 whole number. one whole number. And I told you once the denominator divides the numerator completely and there is no remainder, then you have finished. You have gotten to the end. Like here now, if I am to talk about the remainder, it's going to be remainder. It's going to be remainder 0. Remainder 0 times 2 divided by 16. You know? But I don't need to do this anymore because I've gotten to this. If you work on this again, you are going to see that what this would give you would be 1 remainder 0 over 16. And 0 over 16 is 0. So you have finished your working. You have what? Finished your working. You have gotten remainder 0, which means you can no longer divide. Or per se, here you got one whole number when you divided 16 by 16. We can now pick our answer. Therefore, 5625 divided by 10,000 base 10 is equal to, how do we now get our answer? See all these terms here, they form your answer. Or you come here, these blue numbers, they form your answer. So it's going to be, you pick this, the first one, 0. After the first one, you put your point. Are you following, right? Then 1001. 1001 base 2. Alright, let me place the base 2 under here. Base 2. Or should I use red marker to write the base 2? Good. So this is our answer. Notice how I went through this process, so you can rewatch the video again to get the concept. It's simple. Start by dividing, get your remainder, multiply the remainder by the new base you are converting to, divide again by the denominator. Continue repeating until you get to a point where the denominator can divide the numerator without remainder. Get your answer there. Or if you still want to proceed, get to the point where you have remainder 0 over the denominator. Then pick all the whole numbers in your division. The first number you write it out, then point, pick the rest. Alright, now we're going to look at the third method of solving problems like this.